question for you. What do you think would happen if dinosaurs never stopped evolving?
That would be terrifying. There would be T-Rexes walking around the streets.
That would be amazing. Imagine how cool the zoos would be.
No, you're both wrong. They would definitely evolve into mega dinosaurs.
Robots?
AI.
Let's check it out.
If you guys like dinosaurs, make sure you guys go ahead and tap that like button or hit it with your face or lick it, whatever you guys want.
65 million years
That thing has a
ago,
long neck.
dinosaurs ruled the earth.
65 million years ago, so
Dominated
long ago.
each time period they were in.
I would want to be that
becoming
dinosaur.
the kings of
That's a
the
T-Rex,
animal
Jack.
kingdom.
Wait, is that really what T-Rexes look like? That looks like a giant chicken.
That's what scientists are thinking. They're thinking that chickens are actually dinosaurs.
They have feathers. No, T-Rexes don't have feathers. That's ridiculous.
They do.
Yes,
they
they
do,
do.
Alec. They do.
I've never seen a T-Rex with feathers before until now.
T-Rex is basically just a giant chicken with sharp claws and teeth.
They got it wrong. Now they fixed it.
Yeah, we learn stuff every single day.
I don't believe it.
Then suddenly, that all
We
changed.
all know how this goes.
An
They got
asteroid came
exploded.
for
They
Earth
got
and wiped all the
deleted.
dinosaurs
Guys,
out.
this is not something to joke about.
El
There are many deaths
dinosaur.
from this.
El dinosaur.
But
Hold
what
that
if
El Dino.
Things were different.
Oh, you didn't see the big
Yo.
rock
And
in the
turn
sky?
back the
Oh,
clocks over
you're dead.
65
You're dead.
million years
Yeah.
to see just what
They
course
needed Elon Musk
evolution
back
would have
then.
taken if dinosaurs
But imagine if
still
the asteroid
roamed
never
Earth.
came. We're about to find out.
In what ways would their bodies have changed over
Did you guys
this
see
time?
that?
How would
They're
they
walking on all
adapt
fours.
to our planet's changing
we have no
environment?
Okay, guys, let's make predictions right now on how we think dinosaurs would look today. I'm gonna start with a T-Rex. I think personally it would be a lot smaller and it might actually look like a chicken.
I think that dinosaurs eventually would grow a big enough brain to be smarter than humans, and we would be their pets.
That's a good point, actually, because if you think about it, they would have 65 million years for their brain to evolve.
Okay, wait a second, but what about crocodiles, boys? Crocodiles were at the same period as dinosaurs, and where are they now? Where
Well,
are they now?
crocodiles are
They're the
known to be
exact same.
dumb.
Sharks.
They're like,
Yes.
they're known
Sharks
to be dumb.
as well. So
Territorial.
were dinosaurs. Dinosaurs had like pea-sized brains.
You don't think just like one of the species of dinosaurs would be able to evolve? I think so.
Well, we're about to find out.
Maybe a stegosaurus.
And would some dinosaurs remain at the top of the food chain? A
No
food
way.
chain that now
Yes, they
includes
would.
you?
I think
We
they
have
would. I
guns.
think
We
they
have
would.
tanks.
Is
They would
what
have
airplanes.
guns. They would have
And here's
tanks.
what would happen if dinosaurs never stopped evolving.
Dude, this is gonna be crazy!
Before we reimagine the course of evolutionary history, let's explore just what kind of catastrophic series of events could have led to the extinction of so many dinosaur species in
Oh,
the
we knew
first
this
place.
already. Big rock.
Going
Yeah,
back
big
about
rock.
66 million years into our planet's past, the Cretaceous period would be nearing its end. But not before going out with a bang. A
That thing
big
looks
one.
awesome.
No, not that big bang. An asteroid named Chicxulub with a diameter of about 10
named that?
kilometers
Chicxulub?
hurtled through space and
Yep.
our atmosphere to
It
its
was
final
huge.
destination around the Yucatan
Jack?
Peninsula in
Yeah, it
modern
made a
day
big bang.
Mexico. The impact of this giant
Is there
hunk
like
of
a
space
crater where that
rock
used to be?
released an amount of energy
Mexico.
equivalent to
Oh.
about 100
Gulf of Mexico?
trillion tons of
Oh,
TNT.
the entire Gulf?
This
Yes.
explosion
Oh my
was
gosh.
billions of times more powerful
That's
than
pretty
the
big.
atomic bombs dropped by the United States in World War II.
No way.
I don't know what
In
they're
the
talking about.
immediate aftermath, it led to massive tsunamis and widespread fires and filled
That's what
the
killed most of the
atmosphere with
dinosaurs.
So much debris
Not the bang,
that
but it was
blocked
the
sun.
tsunamis and then all of the dust.
Temperatures dropped. Food chains were
Do you think when the bang happened, they all just like turned their head and were like, what the heck is that?
I think they probably just started running. I watched the movie Dinosaur from Disney Pixar Animations, and that's what happened in that movie. They all saw the Big Bang, and they were like, oh, shoot, we gotta go. And then they just started running to safety.
How does that movie end?
There was no
Do they all
safety.
just die at the end of that movie?
Yeah, it's pretty
That sounds
sad.
like the saddest Pixar movie
I
ever.
think it had a happy ending. I think eventually I just turned on Ratatouille and watched that instead.
That's a great movie.
chains were disrupted. As a result, 75% of all life vanished from Earth. Luckily, in our scenario, they'll never know what didn't hit them.
Exactly.
Okay, when you look back through the evolutionary history of life on Earth, it's important to remember that it's always been a game of survival, and only the fittest species survive.
That's what
That would
Darwin
mean
said.
that of all the dinosaur species that
laughing
ever
at it?
existed, not all of them
was
would
making a funny
survive
face.
the millions of years of natural selection to
That is
still
true.
be around
That's
today.
me and Adam in the kitchen.
Some would
But
naturally
let's
go
see
extinct.
if a couple of our most famous prehistoric friends make it through this genetic
I'm surprised the
gauntlet.
birds didn't survive. They could
Starting-
just fly
So-
above the explosion.
Who do you guys think would still be around today out of like the big popular dinosaurs? Like, do you guys think a T-Rex would still be around?
No, I don't think so.
Their arms aren't long enough to use technology.
I think almost all of them would still be around, because I don't think anything really would have changed if the asteroid didn't come down, because humans never would have existed to like do anything to them, you know?
Would you try dinosaur meat?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. There would actually probably be like dinosaur farms and stuff if they were actually around today. They would be in zoos, but they would probably also be in farms.
Yeah, I used to play Zoo Tycoon where there was a bunch of dinosaurs in that. So I
Or-
pretty much made dinosaur farms.
Oh yeah, I used to put the T-Rexes inside of like other exhibits, and sometimes I would just let them out for fun.
Starting at the top of the food chain, one of the greatest apex predators of all time, the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That is not a T-Rex.
Many millions of years ago,
Why do they show that guy?
T-Rex
That's my
would
favorite.
have used
There he
some
is.
of its highly sophisticated senses to hunt prey. These
my gosh, he's
beasts
eating him like a
likely
potato
had a range
chip.
of vision similar to or better than hawks and eagles. The science suggests that throughout the T-Rex's evolution, their sight improved as their facial structure became narrower and their eyes grew larger.
That guy was stand up.
After many more millions of years of evolution, well, their vision might have improved to
gosh.
unfathomable
He's on
levels.
all
That's
fours!
kind of
Whoa.
scary.
Spotting prey hundreds of meters away, they could see their next meal several kilometers in the distance.
What?
But
Kilometers?
what about other parts of their bodies? Well, besides their notoriously
Kilometers?
tiny arms, the
Yep.
T-Rex
No,
was
that's so scary.
a towering figure, standing just under 4 meters tall.
So that's where all their
Over
brain power
time,
went to, is their
natural
vision, not their
selection
arms.
might have favored T-Rexes with longer, more muscular
That's true.
arms.
That's true.
By now, they might have developed better agility and range of motion to become
Oh,
even
wow.
more formidable predators.
Dude, if you think about it, if a T-Rex could run on all fours, it would pretty much be like a super insanely giant lion. That's pretty much what it is. It's like
Kinda,
it would be
yeah.
like a 10,000 pound lion.
Well, there's like lizards that are kind of like that, but they're just smaller. Like they're a lot smaller than the size of the T-Rex. But the thing is, the dinosaurs, I don't think that they could exist in today's world. Everything was bigger back then. Like even the bugs were like this big. A mosquito would have been this big.
Yeah.
So today, I don't think that they like would have been that big.
And also, there was a lot more oxygen in the atmosphere back then, which is really important for growth. And after the asteroid hit the world, there was so much dust and a bunch of stuff that happened, and so now there's not as much oxygen in the air anymore.
Exactly. That's why everything's a little bit smaller.
Yeah, but this is if the asteroid never hit. So there would still be the oxygen, and they would even get bigger, probably.
To your point earlier, Adam, about the birds, like why didn't they survive if they were all flying? I think that they did survive, but because there was like no more animals, because there was 75% that went extinct, they didn't have that much food anymore, and there was that much oxygen in the air, and so they evolved into being smaller creatures like now eagles or falcons or little pigeons. They used to be pterodactyls,
Only the small animals survived the Big Bang.
so they kind of like de-evolved, but they didn't go extinct.
So if the Big Bang never happened, everything would be big.
It could be. We don't know.
That's what I think. That's my theory.
And they wouldn't be the only predators that may have become even more dominant over time.
I would want to ride a T-Rex.
Velociraptors
Me too.
were famous
I would wanna
for their
ride that thing,
speed,
too.
agility, and
I rode an
spiking
elephant
techniques. And they were
Same thing.
intelligent too. Okay, maybe not as bright as movies like Jurassic Park make them seem, but certainly they had a leg up on some of their dumber plant-eating prey. With millions more years of evolution, these creatures would have developed
like how they hop.
highly advanced
Whoa.
hunting techniques.
Oh,
You know, another thing
GG's,
Hollywood
buddy.
doesn't show you is that
Oh my gosh, wait.
evidence suggests
Half bird,
that raptors were
half
likely covered
mammal.
in feathers, and that their evolutionary trajectory is very closely linked to the emergence of
That would be
birds.
so terrifying if
Imagine
pterodactyls
over
were still
time
around.
that these feisty predators
pick you up.
evolved to
They can
have
come in from the
wings
sky
and
and-
could hunt helpless prey like,
Yeah, like that.
humans from the skies.
Yeah, that is a good point. Technically, they were raptors, and raptors today all have wings. Like, a falcon is technically a raptor.
Yeah.
So, a falcon is kind of like a flying dinosaur.
Yeah.
Please imagine a falcon coming in and just picking you up, because it's 200 pounds.
Yeah. Falcons are already pretty big, too, so I can't imagine them being any bigger.
I think they do that to like little babies. I've seen a video about that.
Yeah, they can pick up goats.
Yeah, they pick up goats and then drop them
Oh, my gosh.
from like 100 feet in the air.
Well, more likely it would be
Oh,
your
the
pets
puppy.
you'd have to worry about. Velociraptors were smaller dinos, only about 45 kilograms and less than 2 meters in length. But
they can't fly.
Keep an eye on Rufus and
Oh
Garfield,
my gosh.
and maybe on the small children too. Now, in terms of dinosaurs that
be
already
so cool to have a
dominated the
dino as a
skies,
pet.
well, The aviation skills of pterodactyls would have also continued to develop and improve. By the time they
How?
went extinct, these creatures were the largest
Alec?
known flying animals, with wingspans ranging from 2 to 11 meters.
Are you kidding me?
Ugh.
11
If
meters?
they
No way.
continued to
That's like a
adapt
jet
to our
engine.
planet's changing atmosphere and geographical shifts, well, who's to say these gigantic flying reptiles wouldn't have continued to grow?
I don't
Yeah,
like
man,
that.
That's
day in
what
the
I was
park
saying.
Ruined by the surprise visit of one or more pterodactyls.
I would walk around with a
the size of small
slingshot
building.
24/7.
We would
Now,
each have our
that's something
own
that's
pet
not stopping
velociraptor and we'd fly instead of taking
All
planes.
dinosaurs would have evolved to become bigger, badder
Go Pegasus,
predators.
go!
Okay, maybe gentle giants like the Brontosaurus could have continued growing in size, but they might have developed other features to make them less vulnerable to predators. For example, their skin. Natural selection might have favored those with increasingly
Maybe they start
thicker
growing
outer
hair.
layers
Yeah.
that could withstand the powerful bites of
their
creatures
head.
like the T-Rex.
Just like elephants and
or
rhinos.
whatever it is the T-Rex would be known as now. Like for the other species, there'd be so many enormous environmental changes between their era and now. The Brontosaurus was a herbivore, and as plant species underwent their own
That's pretty much a
evolutionary
giraffe.
process, well, these dinosaurs would likely have developed a more complex digestive system, similar to those of mammals. And this brings up another interesting dilemma. If these creatures never went extinct and kept evolving, uninterrupted by a pesky space rock, would mammals like you be here today?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
I think so.
Our earliest human ancestors evolved among creatures like mammoths and
We would learn to
saber-toothed
live
tigers,
together.
But now that we're adding in all these other species, only the fittest would survive.
I don't really like our chances.
And in that
Guys, we
case,
have opposable thumbs,
human
we're good.
evolution could have taken an entirely different course too. Natural selection would have likely favored genes that would make us smaller and faster to avoid being eaten. And with the possibility that we'd be living among other highly intelligent species like raptors, our social structures might be completely different too. Instead of being the most dominant species on the planet, well,
No.
there's a strong chance we'd have to compete with these other dangerous
That's what I
predators.
was saying. We'd be their
If
pets.
at any moment we could be raided by a pack of vicious T-Rexes,
Oh my gosh.
would we ever have
That is so
settled
scary.
down in one place? Instead of human civilization evolving in great communities, well, maybe we'd only survive as solitary, nomadic hunter-gatherers. Evolution is a mysterious puzzle that only time knows the answers to. If we reverse the course of one event, like the collision of the Chicxulub, well, there's basically no limit to how different your world could be today. Which makes me wonder, what would happen if an asteroid the same size hit Earth today?
No.
Or maybe a bigger asteroid?
No.
What?
Well, that's
I don't want
a
to think about
story.
that. I don't want to think
Or-
about that.
I think at this point, we have enough technology to just shoot it out of the sky so it blows up like a big firework. So it'd actually be a good thing.
I mean, yeah, we could definitely deal with that, but I mean, if the dinosaurs never went extinct, we might be an entirely different species altogether, and dinosaurs might have taken over the entire world.
Wow, that video is crazy. But you know what's even crazier? This video right here, the evolution of the T-Rex.
Don't click on that. That's way too scary for you guys.